The fastest way to squash the feeling of not being good enough, having imposter syndrome, that little nudgy feeling in the pit of your stomach that makes you feel like anxious and stressed out, and suddenly you start to question everything. Guys, today we're going to be talking about squashing imposter syndrome and how to truly get clarity on the things that mean the most to you. I want you to hit the like button, subscribe, and leave us a quick review if this podcast and what I'm sharing resonates with you today. So let's dive in. Clarity. So what is the value of clarity? So the first thing I personally feel is it'll save you so much time in the fact that it can save you years of being on a slower path of evolution, right? Does that make sense? Like being clear means taking time to think out issues in your life. Like let's be more important to ourselves. Think them out instead of acting them out. Many of us, we want to take action to see results. But the trick is finding the right action. And it can actually be quite easy if you're willing to connect with your inner self. Now, as most of you guys know who've been following me, I am an advocate of tapping into your intuition. Your intuition is your inner GPS. We are all born with it. It's a God-given gift. It's a gift from the universe. It is our divine birthright to be connected to something that's bigger than us. And when we're children, we're so clear on this divine gift. And unfortunately, as we get older and we're in school and we have teachers and other caregivers and people who influence us, sometimes that inner knowing and the inner listening, that GPS gets pushed down and shunned. And we start to not listen to it anymore because we're told that it is incorrect. So clarity means that you're focused and living at the level of energy that others cannot interfere with you. So let's take an example. So when I am fully aligned in my own clarity, listening to my intuition, I feel calm. I feel relaxed. I feel joyful. Yes, does shit still happen? Of course. Does life still happen? Because we're in the human experience and life is not linear. So of course there's going to be bumps, but I am so much more like, it's almost like I'm leveled out. I'm in a place of peace. I don't get simply like triggered, right? You know that feeling where you get triggered and you just start snapping, or the littlest things make you flip out. When you're in alignment with your intuition and you have total clarity and you're listening to your soul on what you should be doing, you don't get triggered as much. Now, this is what I've learned from my healers and my personal experience also. And it's okay. You got to be nice to yourself. That when you are triggered, it simply means you need to work on healing that thing that has triggered you, because it's usually not what you think it is. You have to really sit with yourself quietly and connect with the inner knowing and ask, what's this really about? Like the other day, something so ridiculous. I forgot my keys home, and I normally leave my back door unlocked, and my husband locked the door. So now this sounds so ridiculous. When I came home and I had no keys, I totally flipped out because the back door was locked. I didn't bring my keys, and I started to lose my shit, and I had to totally stop, take a deep breath, and reel myself back in. What was this about? It had nothing to do with the keys. It had to do with something that triggered me, with loss of control, with my own, something I'm still working on. So I had to sit quietly with myself, take some time to nurture myself. The simplest remedy to always healing is self-love, taking some downtime to love ourselves. And as I reflected on that, I calmed down, I took a few deep breaths, and I realized what was triggering me was an old wound that I still needed to do some work on. So one thing I do know for sure also that I learned from one of my amazing mentors and healers years ago on my journey also is when you're no longer triggered, you're healed. that trauma has been healed. As long as there's triggers, that means you still have to work on it. And it's okay. So you need to be nice to yourself and work on that. So the truth of the matter is, the clearer your energy, the less you will be affected by other people, by the expectations, desires, and you'll have a clearer path of what your life will be. So tapping into your intuition and honing in on getting clarity as to what is truly your life mission, what truly feels good to you, will be a game changer in your business, in your money, in your pocketbook, in your finances, in your relationships, in your love life, in everything. So what do you want to intend to do with your life? Like, let's reflect on this. Do you want to grow? Do you want to be loving? Do you want to be joyful? Do you want to serve? Do you want to heal? The higher level of clarity is your energy around this. The more that you have clear energy that flows out into everything in your life, the more things will flow back to you, right? It is law. It is the law of attraction. It is the law of energy. It is the law of life. So clarity of purpose will direct clear energy into every area of your life. And clarity of energy comes from tapping into your intuition. So I'll give you 2 quick tips that I use daily on how to really stay grounded and how to stay aligned with my intuition. And remember, guys, this is a daily practice. This is a lifestyle. It's not like a one and done. If you want to really tap into your intuition, if you really want to get clarity in your life and align with your true soul purpose and listen to your inner GPS, then there's a million ways to do this, but these are 2 things that I personally implement daily. And it has helped me go from 0 to 360 many times through really trying times in my life, through super stressful situations. And it enabled me to grow and expand over 10 businesses, grow over 7 figures in multiple streams of income as an entrepreneur of 3 decades, right? And so the first thing I do is, before my subconscious mind wakes up, the minute like my brain wakes up and my eyes are still shut and I'm in bed, I start praying, okay? Now this is nothing, it has nothing to do with religion. I simply have a mantra and I pray. I say a little prayer that resonates with me. If you are religious, if you have a prayer or whatever aligns with you, you can use that one mantra the minute you just say quietly in your brain. After I say my mantra, I give 5 things I am grateful for. And every morning, before I even move, before I open my eyes, this starts my day off with an energy that is so powerful, and it helps me stay grounded. Then later in the afternoon, I will always be mindful to take 5 minutes to just sit and breathe. And anytime I need a break, I give myself that break. The more time we spend in quiet, the more time we spend in nature, the more time we spend nurturing our bodies, our souls, feeding our bodies good food, surrounding ourselves with aligned, energetic people, not energetic vampires, the better we get to hear our intuition, the more it'll speak to us, and the better we get results that are totally aligned with your soul. So I hope this was uplifting and it fed your soul. I'd love to hear your feedback. If this podcast served you in any way today, drop me a review on iTunes. I'd be so grateful. Share this podcast out with your friends and colleagues who are successful entrepreneurial women and female founders, and ask them to share also. If you'd like to connect with me, I'm always happy to accept an application and get on a phone call with you. I cannot wait to connect with you. The link is in the description, mariafontana.com. Can't wait to see you soon. I'll see you in the next episode.